What's up, everybody? I'm back from my break, and today we're doing a Dragon Ball video, but it's a little bit different. It's not exactly a Dragon Ball video. So I'm going to be dissecting my income for the first year of Dragon Ball, and to prove why being a fighting game pro is hot trash. Okay, let me show you how much you make as someone who was objectively very good at the game, especially season 1. So why am I making this video? First off, Sonic Fox had the most woke response to this tweet ever by GM Crops. In your opinion, what are the most commonly misunderstood terms in fighting games? Fuzzy comes to mind. And Sonic with the woke tweet says pro, okay? Obviously, the term pro means somebody, right? Like it is your profession, okay? Like it is, you make enough money for it to be like your job technically, right? That's what a pro is. It's your profession. So I mean, duh, that's what it is. In fighting games, it's not, I mean, it doesn't really mean like that. It just kind of means high level because there are so little pros in fighting games because you make so little fucking money that people just put pro. I put pro. I'm not a pro anymore. Technically, I should put X Pro, right? Like in my account, I have Fighting Game Pro for my sponsor. Technically, I'm not a pro. It's not my main income. I have an actual job now, but I put it in there because it's a nice buzzword, right? People do it all the time. I don't blame people for doing it because I do it too, but. So let me show you how whack it is to be a pro in a fighting games, okay? How much money you make. I'm gonna dissect it on the spot. So this might take a little bit. I'm gonna try to make this video not super long, but let's do a little introduction, all right? Dragon Ball comes out January 26, 2018, okay? So this is where I'm starting with. In 2018, it is 2021. This was 3 years ago, right? Am I wrong? 20? Yeah, 3 years ago. I was like 21, 22. I was in college at the time, right? I was in college, doing college things. So I was very fortunate because I'm not this old, right? I'm 25 now. Technically, right? Wait, hold on. Why does it say initial release date? 2017. Was this like before? Did the game come out 2018, 2017? I don't even remember. Let me see this. The game came out 2018. Yeah, why did it say 2017 there? I guess initial. So, okay. Anyway, let's get back on track. I was in college. I got to play the game a lot. Like, a lot. So, to break it down, basically, I was playing. So, basically, every time I left a class, I would be playing. So, like, if I had to wait for another class, I was just chilling at home. Or chilling in like the arcade, which was like basically my home at the time. Like just going to the arcade after each class. I would play in between each class. Like maybe it depends. Like so maybe like if I was setting up to play because I had a laptop and a stick, it would be about like maybe 2 to 3 hours. So like let's say for a day I would play about like 2 hours, 3 hours is like 5 hours. Go home, play for like another 2-3 hours. So like I was playing about like 8 to 9 hours a day, which is kind of like the general amount of time people play as like a pro and other esports too. They play about like 8 to 9 hours, maybe like 10. So I would say like about on average, like just like not even a tournament, maybe like 8 to 9 hours, right? And that's like just off tournament day. If it was tournament day, I would be playing like, it'd probably be like 11 to 12 hours like that day, all right? So like I was playing a metric shit ton of this game. So, little background, right? How good was I at the game? Okay, my face is ridiculously red. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the camera. So, unfortunately, I can't find the 2018 version of this, right? This is the all-time list. I was the 44th best player all time. Unfortunately, I can't find the 2018 list. In the 2018 list, I was ranked 28. And I wish I could find this list. I can't fucking find it. It's so annoying. PG has removed it off the website. I cannot find it anymore. I was the 28th best player, season 1, okay? 28 that's in the world. If I were to cut the people that were on the list from JP and International, it'd probably put me down to like top like 20 to 15. So like in the US, I was like a 20 to 15 best player. If someone has the list, please send it to me like in comments or whatever. But that's where I was essentially. A 20 to 15. If you took out like West Coast, probably like almost top 10, probably like top 10 player on the East Coast, like 15 to 20 US, like top 10 East Coast player, right? So how much money did I make? Okay, starting from the beginning. So excuse me, my face is gonna be extremely red. I don't know why the camera makes it so fucking bright. Actually, here, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so it's not as crazy. So let's talk about income. Okay, so what are the let's talk about like the tournament, right? So tournaments, how was I making money? Mainly, I mean, some majors here and there, of course, but the main part was New York locals. So in New York, there was a couple tournaments. There was NLBC. Oops, I can't type. NLBC, TSB, and HOC, right? These are the bread and butters, right? And there's a couple, you know, Jersey tournaments here and there. We'll include that in the total income. So for NLB, let's talk about NLBC first. So for NLBC, right? NLBC was a weekly, okay? Weekly. So this is every Wednesday. I would go. Oops. Every Wednesday. I won like 5, but in the beginning, right? Dragon Ball was insanely popular. So it would be like, even if I lose, so like technically I only won like 4 or 5, but in the beginning winning was like, you know, it's a lot, but getting second or third was still like a ridiculous amount of money at the time. So like every time I would go, I would like almost get like in the money, which is like top 3. I think like they paid top 5, but I was mainly getting top 3 almost every single time. So so we're gonna put in here, right? How much did I make off of this? So I'm gonna be generous, or not? I'm gonna be not generous. I'm gonna say $250, right? Times 3. So let's say like 1 week I didn't go, or like 1 week I didn't get in the money, for the month. So like, you know, 4 weeks in a month. Out of the 3, I would win around 250, right? Like, so if I won, I would win a lot, and then, you know, like if I lose, or if I get like second or third, I would win like maybe like $250. So we'll say 250, right? We will keep that in mind. TSB. So there was 2 TSBs, okay? 2 TSBs. One was Fridays, right? Fridays. This one, I won I think almost all of them. I'm not even kidding. I think I won almost all of them. This was not every week. I mean, this was every week, but it only happened for, I want to say 4 weeks. So I'm going to say $150. So like they didn't have Matcherino, unlike Spooky had Matcherino. So like it would fluctuate a lot. But I'm going to say, actually no, I'm going to say 200 because at the time there was also a lot of people in it and I would win almost every time. So like it was probably like $200 to $250 for the Friday. So this would happen, let's say 3 times again. But this was for 4 weeks. So let's say, or no, excuse me, this was like 4 months. I think this was happening. So let's say 12. So in total, we'll say 12. I'll calculate the NLBC one later, but let's say this happened. I went like 3 times in the month. Let's say this happened for like 4 months. So let's say like 12, right? So 12, I got 200 there. Now there was TSB monthly, which was a Saturday monthly. This again, I would win almost all of them. So we're gonna say it kind of fell off in money. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it 150 because I remember this was happening for a while, and then like eventually I would definitely not get that much. I was getting like around like 100 to 150. I won almost all of them. I know the only ones I didn't win was like, of course, like the LCQ for like the Summit of Power, but all the rest of them were like regular monthly, so I would win a lot of them. So of course this is a monthly, so it was only 12 times, right? Basically for the whole year, I remember. So 12 times. The other ones, which are HOC, I wrote it down already. HOC, which was a Thursday local. This one was a little bit iffy, so like I would go. This one, like the competition was like kind of tricky because sometimes like Sonic, Fox would go or the Kill Stage would go, and the money wasn't very high. So in all honesty, it wasn't the best in comparison to like NLBC or like even TSB when it was popping for Dragon Ball. So like about 2 times I would go, it'd be $100. Actually, wait, let me flip this. I don't know why it's like this. So 100 times 2, right? This is 2 for, let's say like I was in the money like twice for the month, like each week. And then the last one would be locals in Jersey and Philly. So locals in Jersey's in Philly. Jersey, it would be about $100, right? Let's say if I went to a local in Jersey, like about 100, give and take, and like Philly 150. This would be like, usually I would go to like one a month, I would say. Maybe a little bit more in Jersey, maybe like twice, but I was going to all these, so I'm gonna not gonna like inflate the numbers a little bit and just say like I went to one Jersey local a month, got like $100 there, and then Philly, I know Philly, because of Go for Broke, it was only once a month. I would get about 150, like give or take, sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little less. So I'll just say 150. So together this would be 250 for 12 months, of course. Now the last ones I had were the majors. So the only majors I'm going to count that were at least in the money that I can remember was Summer Jam 2018, ETN 2018, and FGC Arena. So Summer Jam 2018, I remember it was like $300, DTN a little bit more. FGC Arena was the biggest one. So FGC's Arena was a Vegas tournament that I got invited to for winning NLBC like a certain week. This tournament paid out a lot. I qualified for third off of beating Fenrich in winners semis, and then I lost to Goichi and then Fenrich, and I got third place. And I got a lot of money. Basically, I got half of it in crypto, which I sold immediately because it was worth nothing. I didn't feel like investing in some weird crypto. And then the other half was like from Team Spooky and like the money that they were giving out. So third place, I got like $1,400, which is crazy. Just some random like 40-man like Las Vegas tournament I got the most money for, you know? It's crazy. So that's all the events, right, that I have so far. So now I have to do the maths. Quick maths, okay? Okay. Let's pop this up. So NLBC, all right, 250 times 3. So this is for the month. I would get around 750 times 12 for the year, which would be $9,000, right? 9,000. ESB Fridays, which was only for about, I would say 4, right? It's a 4 months. So 200, we just got to times that by 12. I already did the math for that. 2,400. Okay. Now we're talking ESB monthly, which was only a monthly, so it was only 12 times. But I won almost all of them, so I'm gonna say times 12, $1,800. Right. Now, HOC, right? I was in the money twice, obviously 200, so that's like 200 for the month times 12, which should be 20, right? 24, yeah. 2,400. And then the Jersey locals. So let's put 250. So 250 times 12, which should be 3,000. Yes. Yeah, 3,000. Because I would usually go like, yeah. So 100 for that. Yeah, 100 for that, 150 for that. So now we have 300 plus 400 plus 1,400. This should be $2,100. It's $2,100 for the majors. Okay. So now we have all the numbers. Let's put that together. 9,000 plus 24 plus 18 plus... Oops. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Again. My bad. 9,000 plus 24 plus 18 plus 24 plus 3,000 plus 2,100 equals $20,700. Okay, I made about $20,000 off of Dragon Ball the first year, give and take. It's probably a little bit more, but I'm going to say 20,000 to be safe. So now we have to do the expenses, right? I'm not going to count majors because two main reasons. Number one, if the major was super easy to get to, I would just travel with my friends. So the payment was, or like the buy for it was like almost nothing. And then any of the majors that were hard to get to, I had to do flight and stuff like that, a hotel. Those majors were covered with my sponsors that I've had. Also one more expense I forgot to mention. One of the sponsors I had in Dragon Ball, I had a salary for. Right? I forgot to mention. Now that I remember this is good. I had a salary of $600 or $600 a month, right? So this is for 12. I was there, not 12, unfortunately. They dropped me because the game was dying, and they felt like it wasn't going to sustain itself. So I was on the team for 8 months, right? 8 months. So 600 times 8, which was 4,800. So plus the 20,700, 25. So it boosts me up to 25, thankfully. So the final, right? The final score, without any cuts yet, right? We're gonna make the cuts, is $25,000. I mean, $25,000 in Dragon Ball. All right, now we have to get to expenses. Okay, expenses. Let's put it to black. Every time I would go to New York is very expensive. It'll be $40, right? So we have to calculate this for each time I went. So in TSP Fridays, I went 12 times, right? So let's say I did $40. So this would be minus, right? So I went 12 times plus. Actually, we'll just do it like this, right? Because I have a calculator. So I went 12 times plus 4. Wait, hold on. I gotta do this right. All right, we're just gonna put these in. This is how I used to do math in school, right? Don't judge me. This is why I'm not a math major. Okay, if you were wondering, I don't do math in real life. Okay, so 12, right? This was for the time for super. So 24, right? 24 for the. 24 for that. Actually, technically, yeah, we'll do 24 because, like I say, Philly, because Jersey doesn't really count. So we'll just count the Philly tournaments as like extra cash. So like we'll be extra annoying with the Philly. So NOBC, I went 4 times, right? So I went 4 times. I was in the money 3 times, times 12, right? So this would be 48 again. So plus the 24, 72. So 72. We calculated the Fridays. We calculated the monthly, right? Oh my god. Did I calculate the monthly? I'm so bad. Yes, I did. Okay, and then the 4 again. So this would be plus 48 again, 120. All right, 120. I'll double check the math. So like we counted this, we counted the Fridays, we counted the HOC, and then we did those, I'm pretty sure. All right. And then the Philly. Oh, fuck. Okay, all right, fuck. I'm actually so stupid. Let's go back. Okay. 4 times 12, right? This is 48. Plus 12. This is 60 for the times I went. Plus 12, 72. Plus 48 again, right? Because I went for, yes, plus 48 again, 120. Okay, 120 plus 12 again. Okay, plus 12 again because of the Philly. So 132. 132. Okay. So now I have to do it. So 40 times 132. This was $5,000. I lose now. Now I lose $5,000. So this basically brings me back to 20. I thought from all the expenses for like the whole year, this is about $5,000 of like travel, like eating in New York, like roughly, okay, for gas, tolls. So this puts me at a grand total of $20,000. I made $20,000 in Dragon Ball, okay? Not very good in terms of like money. I guess for a college student, it's pretty amazing. I'm definitely blessed to do it in college. But everybody else around me was in Starbucks, you know, working their ass off. I was playing a video game for money, having a good time, mostly. You know, there's some annoying times where I lose, but $20,000. Of course, as an adult, this is pretty bad. In New Jersey, the average, or not average income, but like for minimum wage, the money you would be making would be about $24,000. So I was making less than minimum wage full time in New Jersey, at least. I'm from New Jersey, duh. So $20,000 is sick if you're in high school, if you're in college even. $20,000 as an adult is not great, which is why my point is, do not be a pro if you have to live, okay? As a college student, I can just fuck around and do nothing. But as an adult, I can't really do this. This is not worth doing, okay? And let's keep in mind, right? This is way harder to do now. Number one, right? I was going to mainly New York tournaments, okay? New York and Philly, all right? Now in the online sphere, let's say if I do this for Guilty, let's say if Guilty Gear was as big as Dragon Ball was, right? And keep in mind, Dragon Ball is a humongous game, right? Guilty's like nowhere near as big as Dragon Ball was. But let's say like it was, right? This would be way harder to do because in NWC Online, you can be the United States. So I'm fighting not just New York, right? In East Coast, I'm fighting the whole United States, which is more competition. So me being able to pull this off will be a little bit harder for sure because I would have to, you know, like fight more people in general. It would take down the travel fee, right? This $5,000 might be way less, but overall it'd be more difficult to get into the money all the time. Like I probably wouldn't have won almost every single TSB for the game at that case, right? Because it's just like statistically it probably wouldn't have happened because of the competition being much higher, right? So this is getting to 20,000 for the year is way harder now because of how online is. The games aren't as big. Dragon Ball was like the biggest game at the time, one of the biggest games like ever in fighting games, right? It was a humongous title, especially year one. So don't do it. In my opinion, it's just not worth it. Do not do it. Do not be a pro. It's not worth it. Make content, have fun, but if you're gonna play for pro, it's cool if you're in high school or college. It's not cool if you're an adult. Making $20,000, busting your ass off, playing for like 9-10 hours a day, driving all the time. Like I made crazy sacrifices to be a pro for a year, and I'm super blessed I was able to do it. But overall, it's not worth it. As an adult, I wouldn't do it. Right? You got to supplement it with obviously other stuff. And obviously, I could have had more money. Right? At 600 for 8 months, kind of nothing, honestly. Like I said before, being a top 15 player in the United States. In any other esport, that'd be like a tier 1 org, but in fighting games, it doesn't cut it. I was on a small sponsor, but I could have been on like Team Liquid maybe if I was lucky, or some crazy sponsor, or like Energy or something like that, right? And then maybe I would have been made way more money, right? I would have had like streams and stuff like that, but that's not what I did. This is just straight off of playing. Me playing the game, I made 20,000. So yeah, that's it. Now you know the number of how much I made in Dragon Ball Year 1. But that's it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully it's a little bit informative for you guys. If you're wondering about how much money does a pro make, or at least somebody like me who was a pro. More multiplayer videos coming soon. Some Dragon Ball videos coming soon. I've been playing a little bit of Dragon Ball for fun, of course. But that's it. All right. Take it easy.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。